Okay, I know what you're saying. That's irresponsible to tell people to supplement their retirement income with the lottery. But hear me out. There's a method to my madness here. And if you saw my video earlier this week, you saw how I supplement my income. And it's part from this gig, the YouTube channel, but it's also from my investments. And what I've realized, I've been doing the Best of Us investors for 2 years now, and I came in basically saying invest in 6 stocks: Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, and Tesla. And said, okay, just let those ride and you'll be fine, and you'll get a 15 to 20% return per year. And as the world changes through technology, these are going to be the leaders. And then we had the pandemic, and I did some swing trading and I did that sort of thing. But all through this, for 2 years, I've been reading. I've been reading about the stock market. I've been educating myself to make myself a better investor. And what I realized is it's a competitive sport. And my competitors are people like J.P. Morgan and BlackRock and Morgan Stanley and big behemoths, Goldman Sachs, and I can't beat them. I just can't beat them at their game. They have Wharton School of Graduates analyzing everything. They have computers making millisecond trades. They take money. They give money. They basically are a casino, and they lure people like me in to take our money away from us. But I've changed the game. I've educated myself, and what I've realized is they play a game of every 90 days. Today, some of my stocks had some bad earnings reports, and the stock goes plummeting down, and then it'll come back after a few months, and so it's an emotional roller coaster that most people don't want to get involved in. But I've educated myself, and I have learned that the market is really driven not by Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan. It's driven by events. It's driven by the changing world that we live in. And all you've got to do, if you're a senior citizen, you know that back in 1989, someone talked to you about the World Wide Web, and you said, "What is that? World Wide Web?" And you had a vision of a spider web all over the whole World Wide Web, and that is probably a good picture of what it is. But that changed your world. It gave birth to companies like Amazon and Microsoft, and you use those companies, and you use Google, and you use Facebook, and it changed your world. And if you had invested in them back in 1989 through 2009, you would have made a lot of money, and you would not have to worry about playing the lottery. But what I'm telling you here today is the lottery is still being played, but it's on the stock market, and it's for those people who educate themselves and know what's going to happen in the future, know what the next digital revolution is going to look like, and who the companies are to invest in. You can play that lottery and win. So let's use an example. The most important event that's happened in my 77 years of my life happened, a year ago last March, and that was on March of 2020, when the coronavirus brought our economy and the world's economies to their knees as people got infected and started dying. And that changed the world because we recognize this can never happen again. We can never again have a pandemic sweep across the world and bring the countries to its knees. We also learned, as a result of that, that our supply chain is broken. We could not get the masks that we needed to put on our face because they were all made in China, and China was using them all up. They have a population 4 times the size of ours. We couldn't get respirators. Now we can't get semiconductors. So our world is changing, and you need to say, wow, where do I buy the lottery ticket to invest in those companies that are going to change the world I live in? And then just in the last 2 weeks, you saw Mark Zuckerberg change the name of his company from Facebook to Meta. What the hell is that all about? It's the next digital revolution. The internet, like you and I know today, won't be here in 10 years. It's going to be you sitting next to me, and we're discussing what the metaverse is all about, or we're discussing about how to supplement your income with a lottery ticket. And the lottery ticket is a stock. It is a stock that is going to change the world. What's going to change the world? Genome sequencing is going to change the world. If I told you that you could go down to your clinic and they could have you spit in a tube, spin your spit around and come back and tell you what the propensity for you to die of cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's was, and then said, if we stick this needle in your arm, that'll all go away. Well, that's what's coming. And if I told you then you went down to your other doctor's office and said, I can't walk on this knee anymore. It's just killing me. And he said, well, that's okay. Let me take an x-ray of it and we'll get the a full EMR of it. And then we'll print you a new knee. Not made out of titanium, not made out of stainless steel that sets all the airport alarms off. We'll make it out of polymer, and it'll be perfect, and it'll be lighter, and it'll adapt to your body much quicker. That's what's coming. That's 3D printing. Heck, you've got 30,000 parts in your car out there in the garage. At least 3,000 of them can be 3D printed. They don't have to be made in Mexico. They don't have to be made in China. They can be made in Philadelphia or Paducah or Birmingham out of a 3D printer. And we can compete. So my point to you is, don't play the lottery. Play the stock market lottery. Learn how, just pay attention as to how the world is changing. We all know that 2% of the automobiles in the United States are now electric. But we know by 2030 it'll be up to 30, maybe even 50%. Well, how are we going to power those electric vehicles? Well, with batteries. What makes the battery work? Lithium. Do we have any lithium? Yeah, we do. Out in Nevada. Are we mining it? No. No. All our lithium that we're getting for our batteries right now is coming out of China. Oh my God, not another one. Semiconductors, masks, respirators, and now lithium? Yeah. But if you buy the lithium lottery ticket, which right now is selling for about $33 a share, and in 10 years could be worth $3,000 a share, you win the lottery. Okay? So what I'm saying to you is you have an opportunity that you have never had in your life before. You did not have access to know that Apple Computers was going to be the largest company in the world back in 1989. You did not know that Bill Gates and Steve Allen were going to create a company called Microsoft, and it would challenge Apple to be the largest company in the world in 2021. You didn't know that. You didn't have access to that information. But you have access to the information about 3D printing, about the metaverse, about lithium batteries, and you can invest in those companies and beat Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan because they're too big to invest in them. They can't take the chance. They can't go buy a lottery ticket. Their big investors won't allow them to do it. But you can. And you can supplement your income with a stock market lottery ticket. Now, the current lottery ticket's selling for $2 on the Powerball, and it's got a payoff this week of $160 million. Don't buy that $2 ticket. Your odds of winning are not too good. But if you will study, if you will learn, if you'll read books, go into the description. I tell you the books to read. Start with The Accidental Superpower. and it'll tell you what happened after World War II. And they said, this can never happen again, and how the United States became the world superpower. Well, right now we're being challenged by China. But if you'll pay attention, you'll see that we're going to grab it back. Joe just got, and I'm not political, hell, they've been throwing money at this for years. But they're finally wising up as to how to get it done. So my message to you is, if you want to supplement your income, become knowledgeable, educate yourself, and go invest in the smartest guy in the room. They call themselves Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, they call themselves Larry Page and Sergey Brin, and you have the opportunity to buy into their companies. Is it the lottery? No, it is not. It is a smart guy's game. And I want you to be smarter. I want you to have the best part of your life. Because the other thing that this is going to do for you, if you go down this path, it's going to bring a level of excitement into your life you've never experienced before. Because you're going to know things that nobody else knows. Just read. Come over to Best of Us Investors. I'll tell you more about it. But please, make good investment decisions. Learn how to keep more of you make. And make a difference in the world of the people who come behind you. You have the time, you have the knowledge, and you can do it. Just go do it.